Hey guys, thanks for joining in again. Afternoon. I hope you guys had lunch and I guess are ready. So okay, so we'll start now. Whoever has joined, and again, so once you are ready with your laptops, just type a C so that I get to know that you guys are ready, and we'll just start off. Oh, okay, great, cool. So now the first thing again, wherever you have saved your project folder. So first we are in the command prompt, we are going to just enter that particular folder. So I'll be just doing that. So it's cd desktop, then I had in cd the name was Django.
Ravi, you're not sharing your screen.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry. Yeah. So now it's the Django folder in desktop, and yeah. So in order to run our Django file, cool, we have to go inside that folder that had our manage.py, right? Because whenever we are interacting with our project, it was using manage.py. So now cd, and it's my Instagram folder that is having my manage.py. Oh, okay. So I guess are you guys done till this till here? Yes, cool. So I haven't, I have missed one step. Like if I do python manage.py run server, that was the command for running the server. So if I do now, it says error. Anybody can just tell me why is this happening? Why is this happening?
We haven't entered the environment.
Yeah, exactly. So this is actually the small difference between the virtual environment and the main system. So we installed Django in our virtual environment. So it's important for us to activate the virtual environment before starting our project. So I'll just go and I'll activate my virtual environment. So again, I'll just go back to my Django folder, and it was command was environment name. So the name of environment is env. So I'll just write env backslash scripts slash activate. And now my the environment is active. Now I'll go to the Instagram folder. Oops, Instagram, and no, I'll go to my Instagram, and I'll now type python manage.py run server. Now it's running perfectly fine. So right now, if I just go here, and we'll have to just open this link, and it says working. So once you guys are done till here, you have just you have started your server successfully. Just drop a message that can show the line env script. Yeah, so it's like your your whatever the virtual environment name you have given slash backslash slash scripts slash activate, and this is for Windows, and for as far as it was around env slash bin slash activate for Mac. Just let me click for Mac again. Activate virtual environment in Python. Let's go to the docs. And for Mac, it is yeah, the same thing. Bin slash activate for Mac and for those. So once you are done till here, just say yeah, like C, Y, whatever. So those who are joining right now, we haven't like done anything much. Okay, we haven't like we were just starting off with our server. So what we have done till now is we just went inside our project folder, we activated our environment again and went inside the Instagram folder and we just checked if our server is running properly or not, and it's running here properly. This is what we have done till now. So once you are done till here, just drop a message. Great. And others, the server is running properly. Great. What about others? Do you want to wait for a minute or two? So till then you can just start your server. Started. Great. And everybody remembers, right, what we have studied last time? Everybody remembers that about Django. So anybody can, unmute and just tell me once the framework Django, can they explain the flow once? Yeah, anyone wants to try? I just want to know how how Django works, like what's the flow in Django. Come on, give it a shot, anyone. You can also type in the chat box, that is also fine. Anyone's willing to try? Come on. Just want to check, like if you guys remember, or if you don't, I'll just summarize once again the whole flow. And if you guys are cool with it, then we'll just start from the place where we stopped yesterday, stopped last day on Friday. Anybody? Okay, so I guess I'll just in short again I'll just repeat that how the flow was there, and then we'll start. And meanwhile, I guess by now most of them have started their server, right? By now most of them have started their server. So, and if not, if you guys are facing any issue or any problem while starting the server also, just let me know. Okay, cool. And again, that just drop a message if you are done, so that I get to know that if somebody is lagging behind or not, so that we just can go, everyone, all of us can go in the same pace. So it started off like this structure. So now whenever I am requesting any URL. So whenever I am, just a second. Whenever I am requesting any URL, that is this particular thing, so this goes to my urls.py file first. So it comes to the urls.py file. It checks, okay, where is that URL? Is the URL present? And if you can see, it's blank here after the the link which we got. So yeah, a blank URL is there. Okay, so after that we just saw that, okay, where to go? Okay, like where to go? This, I found this URL, now where to go? So this is the, I said that this is the function, bro, you have to go there. And okay, this is the function name. From where is it coming? I saw that, okay, from the app folder we have imported views, and we are just saying it to go to the views.home function. So I went to my app, and inside my app I have my views, and this view is ready, and that says h1 working, and that is how it's working over here. Cool. Cool. The flow is again clear. Right? The flow is clear, guys. Okay. Great. And others also, flow is clear again. Okay. Great. Great. Only 3. And others, like, it's clear, right? We should proceed, or do you guys want to did you guys had any doubt or face any difficulty in understanding? You can just drop a message, guys. One, what about others? Did you guys understand the flow? And we should proceed towards linking our first HTML page. Yeah. Okay. So yeah. Okay. So we'll move forward towards linking our HTML page. So now let's go to, let me go. Yeah. Now, so whenever we are going to link our HTML page, there are two things that will be associated with our HTML page. So the first thing is going to be the templates. So inside the template folder, we are going, so for these particular apps, I'm going to create a template folder here. So I'll just create a new folder and I'll name it templates. Cool. I'll make it name as templates. And this folder is going to, contain all of our HTML pages, only HTML pages. And then I'll just go to the app again and create a new folder inside that, name static. Cool. So there are two folders now inside this. One is templates and one is static. So the templates folder will basically consist, it will have all of my, the HTML pages with all the .html extensions, and inside our, the static folder will be having, inside the static folder will be having all of our static files. Static files, by static files I mean we'll be having a CSS folder, JavaScript folder, and the images folder that were constant, that were not changing, that were constant throughout the website. Cool. Done with creating the folders, guys? The template folder and the static folder. Inside the app folder, make sure you are creating that inside your app folder. Font size, yeah, sure, my bad. Yeah. So I have just created over here two folders. One is template that will store all the HTML files, and the static folder that will store all of my static files. Cool. Yeah. And others, what about others? Are you guys following? We should proceed. Yeah, great. Others, come on, fast, guys. Respond if you are done with it. Okay, great. Okay, awesome. So once this is done, now I'll be going here and I'll be creating a new file that says, let's say home.html inside my templates folder. Inside my templates folder, I'm going to create a file, create a file that is home.html. And let's say just write some basic HTML here. Let's example. This is the first HTML page. Okay, so I created one HTML file inside my templates folder, and just I created one, just a rough, a dummy kind of HTML file that says this is the first HTML file. Now, how are we going to do it? So now while rendering it, so we'll just import render. A second. So all of these like Django.shortcut, this URLs, all of these things are, will come to it. All of these are library. Okay, so already, render is imported. Oh, my bad. Already the render will be imported in your views. If you can see here, right? Already render is there. So what we are going to do is, now in terms of return, we'll be saying render. Okay, once this, whatever you write here, whatever uh, block of code you are going to write here, after that, render, and then we'll write request, and then we'll specify which template do you want to render. And if, I just want to render the home.html, and then we'll just come to this, what exactly this is. As of now, leave it like this, just blank, or don't give it, or just remove it, right? So we'll come to that. So now it's def return render and home.html. So now if I go back and if I reload, just a second. Now if I reload, it says template does not exist. Okay, so we'll just check if I have set it properly. TMPLATES, and then inside there I am having my home.html, home.html. Okay, just a second. Some spelling mistakes. Okay, I got it. So there's yeah. So as of now, this template is not loading. Good. So what I'll be, the reason behind this is what I feel like now, whenever you are going to create an app, just note this line. I didn't mention this yesterday in the last class. Whenever you are creating an app, okay, just make sure you go to your settings.py file, make sure you go to your settings.py file, just make a note of it, and inside this installed app you need to add that app, that bro, this is also the app we are working on. Cool. And now if I just reload this thing again, I see it is working properly now. Cool. So make sure whenever, so just at the time when you just write python manage.py start app and then the app name, as soon as you create that, the first step, just come over here in the settings.py file, in the installed app, just write the name of your app. Cool. So is this clear? You guys are with me? So I'll just repeat it again. So as soon as you create your app, you come to your install app and you add that app here. Then for rendering an HTML page, you go to your app folder, you create an app. You create two folders, that is a template folder and a static folder. The static folder is going to consist of all your static files like CSS, the static images and JavaScript, the videos, the static videos, and templates folder is going to have our HTML file. Then if we come to our views.py, in the return function, in the return statement, I save that bro, render render. This is the syntax, render. Then we just need to write request as the first parameter. Then we have to write this home.html, the name of your HTML file. So are you guys able to load your HTML pages? Okay, awesome. And others, what about others? What did you write inside the home.html? Okay, it's just nothing, Rohan. It's just just a basic, like a very basic structure of HTML, and I have just written h1 tag which says this is the first HTML page. It's open to you, like write whatever you want. But the main point is, whatever you are writing, are you able to view it here? Are you able to view it here? So are you guys able to follow? Are you guys able to load your HTML page? Take 2 minutes time, do it. Takes 2 minutes time. I'll be just here itself. Just try, load it. If you face any problem, just unmute yourself and just speak up. Not a problem. Clear? Great. And others, what about others? Are you guys able to know? All of you, like, are you guys able to load it? Great. Clear? Rest, others, come on, quick. Okay, I'll ask after 2 minutes. So it's 59. I'll ask at 2:1 that if it's clear or not. So meantime, you can just have a look again. That we just created two folders. That is template folder and static folder. Inside static folder, we will be storing all our static files. Inside our template folders, we will be storing all of our HTML pages. And after that, inside our views.py file, where we will, initially it was returned HTTP response. Instead of that, now we are going to render HTML page. This render is a function of the Django.shortcuts library. So first we are going to import. By default, it is already there in your views.py file. So we'll just call it, then pass the first argument as request. I'll be just explaining you what the request and what the request object does. And then you just have to name your HTML file. Okay, bro, this is the HTML file which I want to render. That's all. And 1 minute left, guys. So just do it quick. And if you guys are not able to do it, just say that like you guys are facing any problem. Yep. So it's 2 minutes now. So now should I proceed, guys? You didn't change anything in the URLs for .5. Yeah, I didn't change. I didn't change anything because the URL remains the same, right? That is why I didn't change, because I want that in the same URL. Like after this, it is blank. So that is why I like it's rendering an HTML page is nothing to do with the URL. The URL will just tell the Django project, tell the control that bro, this is the function which you need to execute whenever you have this particular path over here. So it has a blank path. It says, okay, we need to come over here and execute this function. It goes here, it sees, okay, this is the home function, and after executing some block of code, whatever it is, it says, okay, fine, now we have to render this particular HTML page. That's it. So yeah, I didn't change it and change anything in the URLs.py right now. So you guys are done with this? Rendering your first HTML page. Is it done? Don't guys, drop a message if it's done already. If you have done, so Rohan and Sahana is done, and like other Satvik is also done. Okay, great. And others, Nakul is also done. And others, come on. Okay. Yeah. Cool. We'll proceed then. Now, there is one thing which we are going to learn, a new thing. So how are we going to put up dynamic content on your website? So we are going to write our HTML once, right? But we'll be putting a kind of a variable. We'll be putting a kind of a variable inside our HTML pages, which will and we'll be filling those values from our views.py file. And all of these things, filling up those like adding dynamic values to the HTML and all. Django has a tag that is called Django template tags, and Django template tags is used to add is used to change all of the values and everything on your HTML page. So that, and also we'll be using this Django template tagging to add our static files also. How static files we are going to add it onto our HTML page. That is also going to happen using our Django template tags. So first let's connect our static file, the static file in our HTML page using Django template tags. So I'll go to my static folder. I'll just create a new folder, let's say CSS. Cool. And inside the CSS folder, I'll create one folder and one file that is home.css. So that will be having all of my CSS. So I'll just create a CSS for my body. Like the background color is black, and the font color is going to be white. Cool. So Yeah, sorry. So as of now, if we see, this is nothing, like it's nothing, like no CSS is applied. So are you guys ready with your HTML, with your CSS ready? You guys have your CSS ready? Cool. So I'll go here. Now, so now I'll move to my HTML, and as we know, that we are going to add our styles in the style section, in the head section. So I'll be just doing style. Sorry, I'll just going to link. It was link. The link related style sheet, it comes automatically, and as of now it's again right in the CSS folder, and then I have this name called home.css, right? But if we are writing this, we'll see that it's still the same. It's still the same if the content is not loading properly. So for that, we are going to use Django template tags. So as of now, we just, the first thing is whenever you are going to write any Django template tags, make sure it is within curly braces. So whenever I'm doing this curly braces, I'm saying that it's a Django template tag, and now there is a function that we write like this. So we just do uh, curly braces open, then percentage, then I write load, that is the load function, and I say static. I'm saying load static. That says that now whenever this HTML will get rendered, it will say that load static. That means load the static folder, load the static files. Okay, so this is the meaning of this first line, and make sure it's on the top. And after that, now I am just going to tell you how we are going to include our static file. So the process for including your static file remains the same for your JavaScript, your static images, your static videos, and everything. It remains the same. So we are going to again use double curly braces and percentage. So whenever you are going to write a Django template tag, you are going to use curly braces and then percentage, and then inside that I am going to write static. Bro, this is a static content. And okay, where is your static content? No, when we are loading static, it's already loading it's already here, and we just need to specify the path after static. So after static, it's inside my CSS folder and home.css. So I'll be just writing CSS slash home.css. So now once I have specified that inside the static folder, it's inside the CSS slash homes.css. So now if I go here and I reload, I'll see that that particular CSS is loading properly. We are done with, adding our CSS file properly. Any doubts? Any doubts? It was very clear. It was very, just step by step, we just went and we just included our home.css. Did you guys have any doubts? Take 2 minutes. It's 10 now. I'll be asking the same question, and that whether you have done or not after 2 minutes, that is 2:12 sharp. So this is how my HTML files looks like right now. And this is the static folder which contains the CSS and my home.css. Meanwhile, if you guys are having any doubts, you can just drop a message. It's 12. So guys, any doubts? Or are you guys done with clear? Okay, clear. And others? Clear? Clear. Awesome. Awesome. So this is how we are going to link our the static files. So now when we'll be linking our Instagram, we'll be just having this all CSS image and JavaScript and videos, these all folders inside our static folder, and all the HTML pages inside our template pages. Cool. And similarly, like if you want to insert an image, we'll just let's insert an image. Okay, I'll just go over here. I'll just insert an image tag, and let's say I'll go here, go back here, no. Desktop. Where's my Instagram template? My images. Let's say it load this phone image. Okay, I'll just copy it, and I'll create. We have to create creating folder is just for structuring. So where is my folder? Yeah, Django. And then Instagram. Then we have this app folder. Inside that app folder, we have static. I'll create a new folder. Let's say this img, and I'll just create a folder for JS as well. So I'll just create a folder like for JS, and now inside that image folder, I'll be just placing the image. So now I'll just go here. I'll say the same thing, bracket further bracket, then percentage, then static, and then here it will be img/phone.png. I'll be having static, that inside static folder, inside the image folder, render phone.png, render phone.png. It's not open here, it's render phone.png. So let's just check once if it is loading properly. Cool. It's done. Image is also loading properly, and similarly we will be just integrating the JS files also. Cool. So now we know how to insert render HTML page in our website, and along with the CSS, static files, and JavaScript. Well, now we know all of these three things. So now we can easily load a page. Now we can easily load a page on Instagram, but functionalities won't be there again. So now the next thing about template tags, what we are going to learn is the variables. So now let's say I have x equals 20 here. Let's say that we have x is equals to 20 here. Now I want to just show this value onto my website. So now what we have to do is we have to make a dictionary of this particular thing. So now we'll write context. This is just a variable name. We like mostly all of us, we use this context variable name to pass data from your Python file to your HTML file. So it's just context. You can just name it anything. It's just a variable name. And I'll do this bracket. Now we are writing a dictionary, guys. We are writing a dictionary. Then give it a key name. A key name. So let's say key name is key1. Key1. And then what should be the value? I want to pass this particular value, guys. This one. So I'll give it 20. Cool. So it's like context. Then it's basically a dictionary. So inside that I'm writing the key name and the value. And now here in the third parameter, we are going to pass this dictionary. We are going to pass this dictionary. Now this all set, whatever, like it's gonna be big. It's gonna be big. So whatever we are adding here, now we can access it over here using Django the template variable, and we do that using curly braces and then one more curly braces, and then we'll write here the key name, that was key1. So we are going to write the same key name, we are going to write it here. So now whatever value was there, it will load automatically. Let's just check. Yeah, man, it's done. We have 20 now, right? This is how. Now it's very simple. We are just going to change values. We are just going to do the logic, calculate likes and display it like this here. Then calculate the number of comments, like number of comments. I have this value here. I'll just pass here, and then similarly I'll just go here and I'll represent, okay bro, this is the number of comments you are having on your Instagram post. It's that simple. Cool. Again it's 18 on 20. Again I'll ask. Till then just try. Just try this once.
Why do we have two braces?
In
the home.html, why do we have two braces?
Two braces, it's the way now we have to write. There is no some specific reason like this is the reason. Whenever you'll be just dealing with many dynamic things, right? For example, let's say you are creating an email template on any other tool, not in Django. So this is like a standard way when you just show that this is a dynamic variable which will be getting replaced by your value.
Okay.
So I guess it's just because of that. It's just a way of writing. Cool, it's already 19 now. You just take time, just execute this. Just let me know if you guys are facing any doubt. $20. Any doubts, or are you guys done with this? The Django template variables, using the variables. Come on. Need some more time? Okay, great, Satvik and others. If you guys just need time, just press T. Okay, great, cool. Few responses. What about others? Okay, so that's also done. And you guys are also understanding, right, what's happening, how the flow is going from one page to another. So, okay. So once you guys are okay with done with this, we'll proceed. And now, so now we have all of these things ready. So now let's just like as an assignment, not as an assignment, we'll just do it together itself, but I want you guys to try to link your HTML, the index.html, which you guys have created while mm, uh, you guys have created this thing while the front end. So because as of now we are not just going to link the forms and all, that will be coming like after the linking of the page, but till then I just want you guys to carry on, like try by yourself, because there's nothing much there, right? We just need to link the HTML like the static files and the HTML properly. So do you guys want to try it out, or I should show? What do you guys want? You guys want to try out? Yes? Come on guys. You guys want to try out, or yeah, you'll try? Cool. Others also? Yeah. Okay. So I'll just give you a brief overview like what you guys have to do. Just copy the CSS image and JavaScript on the videos. Like just copy these 4 folders inside your static folder. Then you are good with the static part. Then the index.html, copy it as it is in your, just copy this whole file in your templates folder, and then go to your index.py file. You just have to load your static files first, and after static just see that you are linking these style sheets properly. Cool. So I'll be just doing it here. If you guys want to refer, you can refer, but it would be great that if you guys try it on your own. So I'll just go here. I delete all of these folders. Go to my desktop. Inside my Instagram 10, I'll just copy all of these folders, like including the videos also. Let's say, like I copy all of these folders. I go to my desktop, and then it's inside Django, inside Instagram, inside app, inside static. I go inside app, inside static, I paste all of these folders here. Then I go back to desktop, I go back to Instagram temp, I take my index.html, I'm up here to the Django folder. Inside the Instagram is my project folder, then my app, inside app inside app templates, and then just do this. We pasted this here, then I close it here, then I go to index.html, and inside index.html I do percentage, and I have this load static. I have this load static, sorry. I'm doing this load static, and okay, this is the place where I'm going to link my static folder, all of my CSS. So for this, I'll be just doing percentage, then inside quotes, and I write this percentage, and then I write here percentage. And guys, come back. One small thing, just don't include a space here. Don't write curly braces space percentage. Syntax is curly braces and percentage. Cool. Then I'll just write static. So let's just on the home only I'll render it. I'll change the file here. I'll just write index.html and go here and reload. Okay, this is coming properly now. The image is still left. We need to render the images also properly. So it's like percentage static percentage. It's done. It's 26 right now. I'll ask you guys about this at 30. Cool. At 30 I'll ask. So now we have all of these, this particular HTML ready to render, and we don't have to actually go with this all or linking all of this, because all of these are links. Being this line a link, it renders automatically. You don't have to actually, this is the path which we are specifying, like from static, then inside static CSS and index, but here this is the whole path. This link is the path, so no problem in rendering all of these. Make sure that you have this load static at the top. Okay. Linking the, make sure you link the image also properly. If you guys are facing any doubt, just let me know. So repeat once. Yeah, sure. Okay, so why don't you share your screens, Anna? I'll just explain it to you through your screen once. Is it okay? Is it cool? Like it's okay for you, or or should I? Okay, yeah, then just share your screen once. Yeah, so index.html, you loaded static properly. Yeah, so now just go to your the static where you have linked your css folder, where you have linked your css. It's inside home.css, everything. You have to copy paste your all the css, css folder, image folder, and all of those things as well. Yeah, just copy paste it once. From your Instagram template folder, like from the front end folder, copy all of the css, image, videos, like all of these files, css, copy all of these, like we'll be needing all of these, right? Just the folders, like the static folders. Statics are like css, image, javascript, the static videos which are there, all of these. Yeah, you can just copy paste that in your static folder, in your static folder. Yeah, just paste it, directly paste it, it will get replaced. Yeah, cool. So yeah, once you're done with this, go back to your index. Just in line number 8, just uh, provide a proper, like the proper way of linking. That is bracket, bracket, then percent, bracket, then percentage, percentage. No, in quotes, in quotes. Yeah, just specifying the path now. Percentage, percentage. Now inside that static, yeah, just start spaces. Yeah. And now you have to, after static, it's where is it? It's inside css, and then I guess index.css, right? So yeah, so just now after that, inside quotes, in single quotes, you can write, yeah, after static, after static, yeah, after that, yeah, just write css slash index.css, the name of your index file. So this is how we are going to link static files, like percentage, percentage. Now just check if the css is loading properly. Okay, I guess now go to your views.py file. Yeah, see, you are still rendering home.html, and you have to render index.html. Yeah, yeah. Now just check. Yeah, it's coming. And then here, what we have to do is we have to link the image also, whatever the image is, like that phone image. So I guess that's now easy. You just try it by yourself. Yeah. Okay, some messages came. Okay, message. And what about others? So are you guys able to follow? Were you able to link your HTML page properly along with CSS and the images? Were you able to link it? Clear, clear. Great. And others also? Others also, you are able to link it. If you guys are facing any doubt, let's just share your screen and let's just follow the step one by one. That is not at all a problem. But the main thing is you guys should understand, and you guys should do along like everything parallelly so that you guys are not left behind. So just drop a message if you guys are done with everything, and if you guys are able to load everything properly. Yes. Come on, guys. It's done. Or if you need some time, just let me know. If you need some time, just let me know. Then we'll just stop so that you guys can just try it out. Zaina, is it done? Like you were able to link the image properly? It's showing up properly. Okay, great. And others also, guys, come on, just drop a message if you guys are able, if you guys are done with this or you guys are still doing it. Just drop a message once. So that actually I get to know should I proceed or not. So come on, guys, should I proceed then? Like, should I proceed? It's a question. Should I proceed? Yeah, okay. That means you're also done with it. Okay, okay. Okay, I guess we'll just start that. So yeah. Now this part is done. We are done with this part. Now, yeah. Now we'll be just trying to take up how do we take data from the form. How are we going to take data from the form? And should we do that right now? Yeah, okay. Now guys, whenever it's a we are going to just inside your templates folder, just go and create one new file and name it test.html. Test.html. So whatever will be understanding, like what everything which we'll be using, will be just doing that in a test.html, and similarly just create test.css. So we'll be learning all of the concepts using these files, like here, and here, and we'll be just applying the same. We'll just apply the same while integrating. Cool. So okay, from the starting, from the URL, I'll be just creating one more URL, that is /test, where we'll be learning all of these things, like using more and more deep template taggings and all, and then we'll be applying it to all the other URLs. Good. So the first step is to define a URL. So I go here, I say path, just say test / so this is going to brush up all the things which we have done from done till now. So in the test URL, run views dot test, and then name it test as well. Name is also test. I just so that we are not getting confused with the names. So test, then view.test, and then name is also equals to test. So now we have to create this view, right? So I'll just go back to my views. I'll create a new view, def then I'll write test, and then I write request. Then I just go here and I return. And I'll be rendering. I'll be rendering then request. I'll be rendering the test.html. Test.html, right? And now, as of now, we are not going to pass anything here. So let's just leave it as it is. So all of the things we are going to do it here. So let's just go to my test.html. I'll write some text HTML over here, like h1. This is a testing page. Let's just check if this thing is loading properly or not. So I'll just go back here. I'll write this, and then I'll just make sure I'm writing /test. And if I press enter, okay, so it's running fine. This is the testing page. So all of the things which we are going to do is we are going to learn over here, right? So again, I'll just say take again 3 minutes of time. At 45, we are going to start. Okay. At 45, we are going to start. Or okay. Show the codes again. Yeah, sure. So I'll repeat again. From the first step, it's defining the URL. I define the new URL. Cool. That is path test views.test. Then name is test. Cool. Then okay, at the test URL, what needs to be executed? That is the test function. So I go to my views. I create a new view here. I create a new view here with the same name as the test function. And the request, as it is, as I said, that we have to pass a parameter like the request, what kind of request it is. We'll be just discussing this, and then returning in return, we'll be just telling him to render the test.html, and then in the test.html, I am just writing a dummy. I'm just writing a dummy HTML page that says this is a testing page. I guess it's cool. Which code do you want me to show up, Rohan? Which code exactly? You got it? Cool. Just a second, I'll be back. Yeah. So you guys are done with creating your test page, like from the scratch. This is like from the URL we went, we created a new view, and with the new view, we just created a new HTML and we linked it. So you guys are done with this part, creating the test page. So a thumbs up, see or something, drop a message. Cool. Great. And others as well. No, others are also able to follow. It just got 3 responses. Others, what about others? Come on. If you guys want me to wait, just let me know that as well. You know, like if you guys are still doing it, just come here, just type a message still doing it, so that you know I get to know actually like who and all are at what point. So I guess I should proceed. Like if you guys are not replying, I should proceed, guys. Yeah. For you, I know. What about others? Come on. I just changed the same question again to just know like if you guys are ready. Others. Come on, guys. People are there? Yeah, I guess they are. Should I proceed? Can you just show the home.html code again? Yeah, sure. Home.html, you mean? Okay, home.html is here. At can you just drop a message like at what part you are stuck? Is it the variable or is it the linking? Which part you are stuck with? Is it the variables you didn't understand, or is it the linking which you didn't understand? Like which part? If you just want to see the code, this is the code. I am not in this CSS with the flower brackets. Yeah, cool. So it's like I just copy this and paste it here. So it's like curly, like inside curly braces, percentage, and then yeah. So the test.html, yeah, sure. I haven't linked anything to the test.html. It's like a very simple, it's just a page. Is it done, guys? Rohan and Ananya, you got it, right? So should we proceed? Yeah. And Rohan? Cool. Great. Yeah. So now what we are going to do is we are going to see how inside, we go inside home. How to accept data from the form. How to accept data from the form. So now it's the time when we are going to learn more about this request which we are writing for so long. This request. So this request, like whenever you are, there are two type of request. One is the get request, one is the post request. So before that, whenever we are doing anything on the website, there are two things happens. One is the HTTP request. One is the request which we give, and out of that we get response. So these are the two things which we have. One is the request and one is the response. So inside request, now we have two kinds of request. One is the get request and one is the post request. So whenever we are loading any website, right? Whenever we are running anything like just opening a website, just exploring pages, it is always the get request which is generated. So it, depending upon the type of request, we also deal with the data. So it's always the get request which is generated. So, and let's say, usually whenever we are submitting a form data, we can also submit a form data over a get request. We can submit form data also over post get request. But usually whenever we are, posting data, right? Whenever we are filling up a form, let's say sign up form, let's say login form, we usually use the post request. As the name says it, we are posting it. We usually use the post request by default. And it's not like we can't just say that, okay, whenever I'm exploring, let it be a post request. It is not possible. It's by default a get request which is always generated. So now, so these are the two kinds of requests. Now let's just print the request object here. Let's just see what happens. What is it printing? So I'll just go to my test page. I'll just reload. So it comes here. It prints the request object and it returns the test.html. So if I go here, you can see a test request of name get, type get is generated, of type get. Cool, guys, did you get this? No? So as of now, it's a get request which is getting generated. So now let's just go inside our test.html, inside test.html, and let's create a form. Let's create a form. We'll remove all of these extra attributes as of now. We'll remove all of these and we'll just create a very simple form. Very simple form. So now let's just import text. Now we'll input text. And we'll add a placeholder. Let's say it's just a very random, just creating a rough, what do you say, form, just a form, just for explanation. So it's like username and password. Then I'll have a button that is going to submit all the data. So now let's just see what happens whenever we are doing it. So now I'll just reload. So if I reload, okay, I haven't, the button comes like this because I haven't mentioned here anything. So I'll just say login. Cool. So I just create a very simple form. I'll reload it, and now I have this. Now I'll just write something like RAVI and some password. Yeah. So as of now, I haven't, it is not a password type, so that is why it's showing like this. So now if I do login, Now, just a second. Button type is submit. Just a second, guys. Let me just check what's the problem. Yeah, yeah. So I didn't mention to forget the. So this is the form which I have created. Now also we'll understand like what is this name attribute doing here. So like while I just now you guys just saw right what is the use. Now these names are used to access the values which has been entered over here in the backend. These this name attribute, right? We while I was just telling about this input and all in HTML, I just told you guys like this is where this is the attribute which we are going to use while taking up data. So as of now, so yeah, similar like let's say for example this name here, this is just used to define a name here in the path. So similarly, this name attribute here also gives a name to the input, gives a name to the input through which we are going to access values over here. So now whenever I am just doing the like I'm just tapping the values here and I'm just clicking on the submit button, like submit the data. So now if you see like the data, it was getting printed over here. Like whatever I have written, like the username, it was vkarasingh.in is what I have written, and then ASDFG button, the password. Cool. And also one more thing to notice over here. How come whenever we are submitting and just see to it, we haven't provided the action attribute. We didn't provide the action attribute. So downloads. So we have okay, it's not included in the PPT, I guess. Okay, so in the notes which I have shared, I guess I have mentioned it there in the forms. So it says that where is it? One method attribute. And yeah, so it says that in the action attribute, we basically define the action that needs to be performed when the form is submitted. And if the action attribute is omitted, if we are not writing the action value attribute, then the action is set to the current page. So for that reason, whenever I am clicking on the submit button, it comes back to this, it comes back, it reloads basically this particular URL with the new request. This is a bit, it might get confusing for you. I'll just start from the beginning with a fresh mind. Just remember now, so you guys understood the name property. So now whenever you are submitting a form, just understand whenever you are submitting the form, first step, I click on the submit button. It goes to the form. Okay, action attribute is there. No, it's not there. Okay, that means I need to go to the same page. So the same page is again the same URL, the same URL. So okay, I'll just go to the same page. So which is the function from where I was called? It was the test function. Fine. And with this new object, the test object, whatever it is here, like the new submitter. After submitting, it's a new request, right? I'm generating a new request. With this new request, I am going over here inside test. The same request comes here and it is printing the request, and hence, and after that loading the same HTML page, and that is why it comes and prints all of these things here. Is this thing clear, guys? Did you guys understand what is the flow when we are submitting a form? Did you guys understand that what is the flow whenever we are submitting a form? Or do you want me to repeat? Yeah, guys, come on. Just drop a message. Is it clear? How the control flows after we are submitting the form. Great. And others, what about others? Are you guys understanding? Yeah, great. Great. Cool. So, okay. So now we'll just proceed. So now this, whenever I'm submitting a form, I'm having this request. Now let's just print request.get. Let's just see what it is printing, I'll just reload. So as of now, this is just at the same URL without anything. Just I have written text. So now let's say it's not print request.get is empty. It's printing. If you see, it's a query dictionary, but it is empty. Cool. It is empty right now, right? If you see, now this is the new request. I am printing request.get. I am printing request.get. So it is empty right now. Now, what we are going to do is we are going to enter Ravi. Now this. Now if I click on submit, now if I click on submit, so now this is the URL. It comes over here, it prints the new request.get and the new request.get. Now if you see, I am having this dictionary with the name. This name is the same name as this. Is the same name as this. So the same name. Okay, this is the value. This is the key. Okay, this is the value. Now button, there is nothing to deal with the button. No, this is the same name. It's the same name that is getting access. So now if I have this, now if I write request.get and in brackets I write username and I reload this page, like reload with the same the datas. Now if you see, it's printing Ravi, the one with username, the key username, it's just printing Ravi. So whenever I'm actually reloading it, it's taking the previous get request. So the previous get request had all of these data, that is why. So now why this is happening? Now when we saw that request.get, here we saw request.get, it's a dictionary, query dict, if you can see here. It's a dictionary. So we know the dictionary is having the key value pairs. This is the key, this is the value, this is the key, this is the value, this is the key, this is the value. And how do we access values in the dictionary? It's using this. Or now you can just write dot get and then bracket the username. We had two methods of accessing values in the dictionary. So request.get is basically a dictionary where we'll be having this name and key, like name in this the key name and the value which we have entered. So this is how we are getting the values from the form. getting the values from the form. It's little bit more to digest, I can understand. But did you are you guys like with me, or do you want me to explain some parts? Come on, just drop a message if you guys understood, or do you want me to, you know, just explain it once again, or explain some part which you didn't understand. Come on. Yep. Come on, guys. You guys already know the rules. C, Y, N, whatever. You just drop a message so that I get to know whether you guys are with me or not. But no one's replying. Why? Still thinking? If you're still thinking, just let me know if you have any doubts. Come on. Is it whether my net is slow? If you guys are replying and it's not visible here, is it that? Use your time. Sure, sure. This is the code. Meanwhile, I can't see the chat, so just press that unmute button and we can just have chat. Like if you guys are having any doubts.
Oh, can you explain the get part? I wasn't in the meeting that time. The explanation.
Okay, cool. So you understood like how the control of the form, how we get here, like how we got here.
Yeah.
So now this request, like whatever whenever we are we are just running any URL, that request contains the all like related information about the all the related information about the request which we have generated. Cool. So this is what request has, all the related information regarding the request which we have generated. Now when we are so now when we are in our test.html, whenever we click on submit, because the action attribute is not there, it reloads the same page. But now because we are submitting it, this is a new request which we are going to generate. So now whenever we are requesting a new, whenever we are clicking on submit button and generating a new request, it goes to the views.py file, to the function we have defined. And because it always generates by default, it always generates a get request. So now whatever the data which we have filled over here, whatever the data, and whenever we click on submit button, now it has a request object generated with saying that, bro, these are all the data that are coming along with this new request. These are all the data. So now what happens here? What happens here is okay, I'm printing. Yeah, what happens here is now inside, because the kind of request that is generated is get. We have two kinds of request. One is get and one is post. So because the get request is generated, we say okay, request.get. Now we are just step by step we are going to access values. Now we saw that request.get will have a query dictionary. It will have a dictionary. Not request, but request.get is a dictionary. Request is an object. and request dot get. Inside the request dot get, this is as a whole is a dictionary with the key value pairs, where the key name is the name which we have provided over here, and the value is what you have entered over here. Cool. So now, because this request dot get is a dictionary, we know how to access values in dictionary, and that is using using square bracket and writing the key name. So let's say if I want to access the username, I'll write in quotes username, the key name, and the key name is the same name as we have provided over here. So now this prints the value which we have entered inside this input. That was VS, something like that. VDVXT. VDVXT. Now is it clear?
Yes.
Yeah. Cool. And is it clear with all of you guys? Yeah. Great. And rest of them, just drop a message, guys. Come on. If you guys are clear with the getting an error, multi-add value dictionary error. Yeah, just share your screen. Nice, you got an error. We'll just learn something new. Just share your screen. Guys, come on, like all of us are going to just have a look like what exactly is the error. So yeah, just scroll down. So whenever you get some page something like this, we just need to scroll down a bit and we'll be just seeing at which line the error is. So the error is at this line. So just go to that line once. So yeah, it's what we are doing is okay, it's yeah. So it's a request dot get, and you have written username quickly. Okay, just go to your test file once. Let's just check if it's the same username, right, which you have given. Yeah, it's the same. Go back once. Reviews. Okay, so just do one thing. Just copy that line and just paste it on Google once. And just just copy that line, the first line, not just copy it and just paste it. Let's see what comes here. There will be a Stack Overflow link at the top. Yeah, just open that once. Let's see what's the error, because I guess like it's the same thing which you have written, so that doesn't show any error. Generally, it's like .myvar and then the font. Using my get method. Use a multi-value get method is also okay, so just as of now, just check if this .get method is working. Is it working for you? Just check that.
Yeah, get method worked, but whenever I put something inside that square bracket.
Okay, that square bracket is not working.
Yeah.
Okay, so just second. Instead of just trying to just try to use, instead of double quotes, just try to use single quotes there. See if that is making any changes.
I tried single quotes. It didn't
It's
work.
the same thing.
Yeah.
Okay. So for you, it's working with get function, but it's not working like this. Multi-value key dictionary. Okay, just can you go or anyone else is facing like this error? Anyone else? Request dot get. Okay, just just print request dot get. See if it's printing the same thing.
Yeah, it's printing.
Yeah, it's printing, right? It's the same thing that is getting printed. Okay, just a second. Let me also search. Get value key. It's the same thing. Link that reloads. What is it? Are you printing right now?
I searched. I mean, it was there on Stack Overflow. This line. So I pasted that.
No. This won't actually the request dot post is actually it will go and access the post request which we are not at all generating. So that won't work. Request dot get cool. So just not find anything similar to that. Cool. So as of now, if you guys are not getting any result with square bracket and using the dot get you are getting, just go ahead with that. The why is this? What's the reason behind this? Like dot get is not working because both of them are used for accessing the same value. I'll just go into it. I'll just make a note of it again, and we'll just come back with this error like in the next round. So it's like the request dot and caps get is not working. The key name inside. Cool. So yeah, Satvik, just give me some time. I'll just go through I'll just go to Google once and just check if what's the problem there. What's the problem in this? Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So meanwhile, just use dot get method. Okay.
There might be issue with the HTML file. Check it once. Like giving the name
HTML
in
file.
there. Yeah.
Okay. Just again, Satvik, just if you can present your screen and just we can have a look on your HTML file if everything is good there. I guess most probably it was. But let's just check again. Input type text, says username, placeholder, username. We are creating a form. Don't think that make difference. Yes, the table is looking good. List multi-value are given two different names. That is also fine. Type should be text. Type, I guess it doesn't. No, it's not about type. It's like no, it's a different kind of input. So like whenever you are accessing anything, it totally depends on your the name, like what is the name you have given to that particular input, so that you can access it. So it's like that. Input is just a type. It's an input type. It's the attribute name which is used to access the values. Yeah, just now from the command prompt, if you can just copy that thing, yeah, django.util.data structure, yeah, and just can you just send it in the chat box?
Whatever I have given in the placeholder, you should write it there. Then we are getting it.
Whatever you're writing in the placeholder.
Yeah.
Is it?
Yes, yes.
Just check. Like use dot get to. I guess it won't, because it totally depends on the name attribute. The placeholder is a whole new thing. The placeholder just, actually it denotes the text inside the, the input box. It just says about the text inside the input box. Okay, fine, Satvik. So I'll just get back to you. So guys, you just, it's already been done. It's been like around, I guess, coming to 2 hours. We have been doing the session. So we'll just take a break. And during the break, meanwhile, Satvik, I'll be just finding that what's the issue. And I'll just copy paste it. Make it. Yeah, that will make a difference actually. It should be the same name which you are using in the input. It should be the same name. Actually, we were just trying to see if, if placeholder, whatever we are giving inside the placeholder is making any difference. So it was because of that. But whatever you have written inside the name, just use exactly that. Even I am using the same error after URL changes to the new one with username and password. Then only we can use username from the get request. Yeah. We have to use that in the from the URL. It's basically username. So we'll have to use that. Okay, so you guys have the error message, I guess. So this is the error message again. I'll just copy paste it and send it here. If you guys now, let's have a break for let's say 10 to 15 minutes. We'll be back at 11:40 again. Not 11:40, my bad. It's 3:40 again. And right, 3:40 again. And we'll just start off again. And meanwhile, you guys also can look for the error message which is there. If you guys can figure it out also, that would be awesome. And yeah, so cool guys, we'll meet at 3:40 sharp. 3:40 sharp, we'll be meeting again. Just don't be late, okay guys?